Memphis Depay is one of the most famous football stars of his generation. He has already played for some of Europe's biggest clubs and has made a name for himself worldwide. But few really know what his life looks like off the field. How does a player live who has played for PSV, Manchester United, Lyon, and Barcelona, and is now starting a new chapter in Brazil? What luxury goods does he own, and how big is his fortune? In this video, we take a look at the life, luxury, and career of Memphis Depay. Memphis Depay was born on February 13, 1994, in the Dutch town of Moordrecht. His childhood was anything but easy. He grew up mainly with his mother and had to deal with emotional and social challenges from an early age. Football became an escape from a difficult reality for him. In interviews, Depay himself later recounted that he even came into contact with selling drugs in his youth. This phase of his life shows how difficult his early years really were. Perhaps that's exactly why he has such a strong and determined character today. An interesting detail is also his name on the jersey. Memphis deliberately wears only his first name on his back, not his last name. The reason for this lies in his relationship with his father, who was hardly present in his life. Even as a child, however, Memphis began to show that he had an extraordinary talent for football. But could this talent really lead him out of his difficult environment and into an international career? Memphis Depay's talent was discovered at a very young age. At around 9 years old, he was accepted into the youth department of Sparta Rotterdam, where his skills quickly stood out. But a decisive step followed a few years later. At 12, he moved to the youth academy of PSV Eindhoven, one of the most important clubs in Dutch football. There, his game developed significantly faster, and his physical and technical qualities became increasingly visible. Early on, Memphis impressed with his powerful physique, his explosive speed, and his ability to score goals from various situations. This combination made him a player who increasingly caught the attention of coaches and scouts. In 2011, Memphis finally made his professional debut for PSV Eindhoven. It didn't take long before he established himself as one of the greatest talents in Dutch football. His ability to decide games with goals or crucial assists made him a central figure in the team. The highlight of this phase came in the 2014 to 2015 season. During this season, Memphis Depay led PSV Eindhoven to the Eredivisie Championship and became the league's top scorer with 22 goals, an achievement that garnered attention throughout Europe. But this impressive season raised a new question. Which major European club would next try to sign this extraordinary talent? The big breakthrough in the Dutch league naturally did not go unnoticed. In 2015, Memphis Depay moved to Manchester United in the English Premier League, one of the most famous football clubs in the world. For the young Dutchman, this transfer meant a huge step in his career and simultaneously the beginning of a new challenge under the enormous pressure of top-level international football. However, the time in Manchester did not go as many had expected. Despite his talent and some promising moments, Memphis struggled to establish himself permanently in the team. The expectations of the fans, the media, and the club were enormous, and he did not always manage to meet them. Competition in the squad was fierce, and the Premier League presented him with a completely new intensity and speed of play. While some players grow from this challenge, others initially stumble. For Memphis, this phase became a time full of highs and lows. Finally, he decided on a fresh start in 2017. Memphis left Manchester United and moved to Olympique Lyon in France, a decision that was to lead his career in a completely new direction. But could he really become the player there that many had long seen in him? The move to Olympique Lyon in 2017 became a turning point in Memphis Depay's career. In France, he found his best football again and quickly developed into one of the team's most important players. With his creativity, his technique, and his ability to score goals, he took on a central role in the attack. In the Dutch national team too, Memphis became a key figure during this time. He played an important role in the UEFA Nations League as well as in the qualifiers for the European Championship and the World Cup. His strong performances in Lyon once again attracted the attention of big clubs. In 2021, a big dream finally came true. Memphis moved to FC Barcelona after coach Ronald Koeman insisted on signing him. Although he repeatedly showed his talent there, his time at the Catalan club was not entirely consistent, partly due to changes in the club and an injury. But soon a new chapter of his career was to begin. In 2024, Memphis Depay's career took a surprising turn. The Dutch striker moved to the Brazilian club Corinthians, starting a new chapter outside of Europe. After years in major European leagues, Depay brought a lot of experience with him to Brazil. He had already played for significant clubs and was also an important figure in the Dutch national team. Therefore, expectations of him at Corinthians were very high. At 30 years old, a new challenge now presents itself for Hendaye. Many fans hope that his quality can give the team's attack additional strength. At the same time, it remains to be seen how quickly he will adapt to a new league and a new environment. Besides football, Memphis is also musically active and has made a name for himself in the music scene. But another question interests many fans even more. How luxuriously does Memphis Depay actually live off the field? Like many major football stars, Memphis Depay lives in very exclusive properties. During his career at various clubs, he lived in several luxurious houses that were even reported on by international media. In 2015, it became known that he sold his loft in the center of Manchester shortly after moving to Manchester United. The price was around 8.8 million reais. Later, he moved into a large villa in Cheshire that previously belonged to former player Micah Richards. The house featured 6 bedrooms, large living areas, modern bathrooms, a cocktail bar, an indoor pool, and a double garage for his car collection. The rent for this villa alone is said to have been around 128,800 reais per week. But houses are only one part of his luxurious life. An even greater passion of Memphis Depay's is his impressive cars. Memphis Depay also has a great passion for luxury cars. During his career, he built up an impressive collection. Among the well-known vehicles is the Audi RS6, which combines sportiness with the comfort of a luxury sedan and costs about 532,000 reais. Another striking car is the Mercedes AMG G63, also known as the G-Wagon. This vehicle stands for power, status, and modern technology, and has a value of around 728,000 reais. Even more exclusive is the Mercedes-Maybach S650 convertible, a luxury convertible with a V12 engine and an estimated value of about 1.68 million reais. The most expensive car in his collection is, however, a specially modified Mansouri Rolls-Royce Wraith, whose value is estimated at about 2.96 million reais. But luxury for Memphis Depay doesn't just mean cars. His travels also show how extravagant his lifestyle really is. Memphis Depay shows his luxurious lifestyle not only with cars but also through his travels. On social media, he has already published photos on a luxury yacht on the open sea, the value of which is likely over 1 million reais. In addition, he's been seen several times in private jets. When he traveled to Brazil to join Corinthians, he landed in Guarulhos on board a Gulfstream G550, a private jet with space for up to 18 people and an estimated value between 80 and 90 million reais. It is also interesting that Memphis has a personal chef on his team. The Brazilian Paula Cardoso accompanies him to continue taking care of his diet, which also shows how luxurious his lifestyle is outside of football. Memphis Depay knows that a football career doesn't last forever. That's why he started building his own business off the field early on. One of his most important activities is his own fashion brand. Depay founded a clothing line called MDC, short for Memphis Depay Clothing. The brand reflects his personal style and his passion for fashion and is increasingly gaining attention from fans. With this project, Memphis shows that he is not only a successful football player, but also thinks about his future and is trying to build his own empire outside of sports. Yet despite these business projects, one question remains particularly interesting. How much money has Memphis Depay actually earned over the course of his career? Over the course of his career, Memphis Depay has built up a large fortune. Even at PSV Eindhoven, he earned about 5.3 million reais per year. After his move to Manchester United in 2015, his salary increased significantly and was approximately 585,000 reais per week. Later, at Olympique Lyon, he earned around 26.5 million reais annually. At FC Barcelona, his income was estimated at about 37 million reais per year. After his move to Corinthians, it is suspected that his salary continues to be among the highest in Brazilian football. Through salaries, sponsorships, and his own projects, his net worth is estimated today at about 200 million reais. The story of Memphis Depay shows how a player from difficult beginnings can build an impressive career and a luxurious life. From his first steps in Dutch football to big clubs in Europe, and now a new chapter in Brazil, he has repeatedly proven how much talent and determination he possesses. But his story is not yet finished. What new chapters will follow? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give the video a like to not miss any more stories about famous football stars.